Hello,
Hello.
welcome to.
Oh, how's it running?
Who are you?
I am Chin.
And what race are we doing?
PYT 100K wet.
PYT stands for?
Pong Trail.
So wait, so why would someone want to do another 100K after you've done it already? And especially since it's like organized by the same person and it's at the same area.
Same, but different. So, it's a totally brand new route. Some you've been through before, some haven't. And it's a mix of routes which makes it more challenging. The amount of time has increased that they give you. It used to be like 28 hours.
Mhm.
Now it's like 31 hours. But the only reason it's more time is because they made it harder.
So you just thought, why not?
Why not?
But this year it's different, right? Because they
Oh yeah,
have
the variety. Yeah.
two types of 100Ks.
Yeah. So the event has grown in scale also, not just the amount of people joining, but also the type of races you get. So 100Ks in most places, you only get one race. They have two separate races, the wet and dry. Basically, the wet, you go through tons of river crossings. And the dry, it's a very interesting concept where you join people doing the 100 miles, which is the 160K. And that's the afternoon start, so that's why I'm not doing it. If you want to practice or have training on sleep deprivation, the 100 dry is a very good place because it starts at 4 p.m. So basically, if you're not super fast, you'll be not sleeping for 2 whole days. Yeah, so it's a good training if you want to give 100 miles a shot to see how your body reacts after not sleeping for more than like 30, 40 hours.
Okay, so what have you packed? I mean, I know you put everything already in your vest, but like explain what would you prepare for like 100K?
Most important is nutrition, food. So you're gonna have a lot of gels. So what you're seeing here is like, yeah, this is like by itself. It's all my food, not food, but you know, energy gels, powdered drinks, snack bars. For after 50K. This weighs about what, almost a kilo at
This is
least.
for drop off?
Yeah, this is just for the drop off to
Oh,
refill. So when I'm leaving, like I have a bunch of pretty much the same setup.
okay.
So that's the amount of energy I'll be consuming.
How many calories do you calculated or no?
It's about 3,000 calories altogether.
How many calories do you burn in 100K?
2,000 to 4,000 depending how steep it is and how long you're out there.
But then you take in calories too.
Yeah, you do take it, but sometimes it's not. You forget. You're too tired to eat. You can't drink.
So it's like it's not just physical, but it's
Oh
like
no, it's
mental
it's partly, but it's also a eating competition.
strategizing
Yeah,
too.
who can eat the most without throwing up? This is how much you can consume food, and even if you're fast, if you after 30K, you're hopeless without any refueling.
Have you ever like been in a situation where you couldn't eat?
No, luckily, yeah, because I always drink and
Oh.
I'm always able to. My only problem was there was no food at the aid station. That was
Ah.
the only problem I faced because you went in too late, you arrived too late, people finished most of the food already. That's the only problem I had, and sometimes don't have biscuits, low calorie food.
But Bongyang is pretty
Oh yeah,
good
they're
in.
well known for their food supply, so might have one or two real solid meals.
Maybe you can film some of
Yeah,
those on
yeah,
the way.
I'll film those.
Okay, what else do you have?
Spare shirt. Yeah, just a change of shirt so you don't stink too bad. And then this is the actual bag I'll be using. This is the drop off. Spare shoes.
Vest, right?
Yeah,
Not
this is
bag.
the vest. And as I mentioned, it's stuffed with mandatory gear is a rain jacket, waterproof rain jacket. You always need that. Basic, what do you call, setup is the water bottles.
How big are the water bottles?
Half a liter each. But
Some people think, oh, oh my God, like back in the day, they wear like these like big pouches of water pouches, but like
oh yeah,
a lot of people don't prefer it
it's hard to
nowadays.
refill
Uh-huh.
because once you reach a lot, they're called bladders, and the people who use them are actually mountain bikers. Those are the people who started using them. But for trail running, because you refill so often, you can't really want to. Not that you can't, but you don't want to spend the time reaching the aid station, taking off your bag, taking out the pouch, opening it. That consumes time. So you only have 2 bottles. There's a section in the run where it's about 15 kilometers without any aid in between. So I'm actually carrying an empty water bottle. I haven't put it in here. Yeah, small.
Okay.
Same thing like this. Fill it with energy powder, and when I reach the checkpoint before that, I'm going to fill it up so I have extra water.
Here's an interesting question. It took a while. It takes a time for people to pack, and they need to pack wisely because when you're on the trail, you really have to find a way to get what you need at the right time. So how do you decide what goes in the back where it's really hard to reach and what goes in the front?
Things that you don't really need that often. Emergency kit is all there. What else? Headlamps, the batteries of the headlamps in the daytime. So if you're doing a long race in the daytime, the battery goes in the back. Like, I don't care about it. But when night comes, you usually reach the checkpoint before sunset. So if you reach the last checkpoint where there's your drop bag, you move your batteries to the front pouches. Right here where it is. And then you put on the headlamp before you leave the checkpoint.
What's in it now?
Right now is salt tablets. The batteries are here actually. Oh, okay. Yeah, I already put them here. These are the small batteries, so I stuffed them here. Because I have 2 headlamps. One's the big one, one's the small one. This is actually my emergency headlamp. The batteries are small and light, so I have 3 of it. That will last the whole night if I needed it. But the bigger, brighter one is the batteries inside here. Choosing headlamps. Which one would you choose? If a budget wasn't, a big deal. This is one of the more versatile ones. Goes up to about 400, 500 lumens. Enough to keep the night bright. You'll know where you're going. It's extremely bright, not a problem. The only issue is if you're doing an overnight run, this battery here on maximum lasts you about 2.5 to 3 hours. So if you're doing an all-night run, you'll need about 4 or 5 different batteries to keep you going. This is the cheaper one. If you're doing like a 50k whatever, it works too. But just a tip, if you're gonna choose the light bulb, night lamp, headlamp, what you really want is one that has more than one bulb. So this one has one bulb, so you can turn on. No matter how bright you're going, the light comes from one bulb. But for something like this, it comes from one bulb, 2 bulb. Should you be very unlucky, you're using this, and the light bulb bursts, you're in trouble. Because there's no other source of light.
There's just one single light bulb.
Yeah, it's just one single light bulb, right? So it's always best that even if you're on a budget, get one that has 2 light bulbs. So you would have, at least a spare. And actually, that's why when you enter really long races where you're running the whole night, they make you take 2 at least. 2 with spare batteries for both, because they know that, if it can burst, it will. So it probably happened to somebody before. But the issue with if you want something that's very bright, that lasts you very long, you'll be carrying a very big battery with you. So to mitigate that, what you can actually do is that to circumvent the regulations, instead of carrying the big light bulb with a spare from the very start at 6 a.m., what you can do is at 6 a.m., you go with the regulations and you have 2 small light bulbs and the spare batteries. And most long distance night races, you will have a drop bag.
Explain this one. Why does the sound have two sides to it?
What do you mean? Because the battery is so big, it's like twice or three times, 2.5 times the weight of this battery. So if that's too heavy, you don't want it on the top. Because, traditional design, the light and the batteries are together in one big bulb. But if it becomes too heavy and the weight is too much on your head, it's going to hurt your neck over like 10 hours. So what they do is they distribute the weight. The lamp is at the front, the battery is at the back, and it's better to have weight at the back of your head.
Yeah, can you show us?
See, and it's really easy to put on. There you go. And it stays pretty well.
Turn.
And the battery's here. And if you want to go even extra light, you can actually buy extensions. So there'll be a wire, and you just plug it in here, and you carry the battery in your backpack. That's usually for people in like European races where it's like super cold. And if you leave your battery out, it dies out. The performance, instead of lasting 10 hours, it'll last about 8 to 9 hours. So you want to have it as close as your body as you can to keep it warm. So they do sell those extension wires, so you can like move the battery around. This is it.
What are you feeling right now? How are you feeling right now? It's the night before.
Like before, I would be excited, but now I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. I'm just going through what I need. Because like in August, I went through like 75K. That's 22 hours, and to me that wasn't so bad already. So this is like, okay, I knew, because the other one was a more intense race, more elevation, steeper elevation. But this one, you also know that they have things up their sleeve. So
Okay, so what kind of shoes are you using?
shoes.
Because you have two pairs, right?
Yeah.
Because you have one in the drop-off bag too.
So the first one would be the Solomon S Lab.
Why?
Control, and it's light. So the first part of the race is a lot of climbing. So I don't really need a lot of cushioning, but what I need is technical grip. So these are very solid lugs. So if it rains mud, it should be able to take care of it. Usually I don't wear Solomons. They are too narrow. But this is the latest one, which is extremely wide and comfortable. A lot of things that people overlook is the material, matrix. This is hydrophobic, meaning that it doesn't absorb water. So if you're going to go through the rivers in the earlier stage, it'll dry pretty quick, or at least it won't carry the extra weight of the water, because that would increase the weight of the shoe by like 30-40% if it gets drenched and the water holds on. So this is going to just release as much water as possible. And I've been testing it so far. It's pretty comfortable. Not super soft, but nice and agile. So on technical terrains, slippery floors, it'll be okay.
What about the other shoes?
The other shoe is actually one of my favorites. So I'm keeping it for the last part because this is the La Sportiva Prodigio Pro. A bit heavier, but more cushioning. So the last 50K would, by then my leg's gonna be like toasted. This will give me the amount of cushioning and comfort and spring. So it actually helps you a bit with the spring. Carbon plates in trail shoes don't really help. It makes it more rough, unless you're like an elite runner. It just makes it more harsh, the steps. So these are much softer and bouncier. And apparently in Europe, it's extremely hard to get. Like, they're literally out of stock. So they're doing pretty well.
Okay, what about your walking sticks or
no.
poles?
Where did I put them? Oh, okay. It's pretty old, but it's called Gipron. Full carbon fiber. This model's been around for like, 7-8 years. So there's a lot of other brands inspired by this brand. Basically, they use the same concept and design, but this one I have two, but I'm using this one for this particular race because if you look at it, it's very simple. It's just there's no mechanics. It's all ropes. It's like manual. Very simple. If you're doing a wet, muddy terrain, you do not want to use sophisticated. You know, there's ones with mechanics and it'll pop up by itself. But with those, if you're gonna go through mud and water, it'll get ruined. So this is it's like simple mechanics to pull it. You have to use some energy, lock it, and that's it. It's like a string. So it's just held by a string, super strong, and it weighs lighter than your iPhone 13. 100 grams.
How much?
$200 on discount.
$200. That's how much bucks?
6,000-7,000 baht.
Oh.
But you see,
You used it in the race before.
yeah, I've used it to complete my first 100K. This model, I've got a second. This is my second pair. The first one I broke.
Ah, so they're easy to break.
Yeah, if you're not careful. So what happens was, if you're gonna go through rocky terrain and you stab to lock into an area, and you lose your grip, in rocks it gets stuck, and when you fall, if you don't release in time, you break it. It's
Oh.
carbon fiber, but if it's aluminum, it just bend. So I didn't release it in time, and then it
Oh.
didn't break, but it's really crooked.
So how are you gonna handle it today? Like tomorrow?
It's okay. If it breaks, it breaks.
Oh,
No, it's normal.
$200. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Someone's loaded.
No. You can't be careful. They're not that fragile. It's like that was like a really, and it fell into a river. So
Okay. But aren't you scared it's gonna be slippery? And like, if it takes that much strength to like pull it together, like by the time you get
what do you
tired,
put
are
together?
you gonna have strength to like
to
to pull it?
put this?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Okay.
it's mainly body weight, but that'll be okay. But towards the end, I won't be folding it as much.
Okay, so what's your strategy? I mean, what's your biggest concern right now, I think?
If it rains really bad, then it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
Hot heat, I'm not too worried about. It's just the rain.
Okay, so what are your expectations?
Just finish it.
Yeah.
And then about an hour before finish time.
How many hours?
29 to 30.
Okay, so we start tomorrow at
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Hopefully by lunch.
So cut off on the next day.
Yeah. 1
At
p.m. I think. 1 or
1
1:30. Something around there.
Okay. So let's see. Let's see how it goes. Let's see the face before. How you feeling?
Sleepy. ไปเติมน้ำก่อน
Oh, ไปเลย
4 นาทีข้างหน้านะคะเราก็จะได้ออกไปสู่เส้นทาง100 กิโลเมตรเช่นเดียวกับเพื่อนนะคะเป็นสีสันของโป่งแยงเทรลนะคะค่ะ และ 10 วินาที 9 8 7 6 5 4
Oh, downhill from here. Look behind. See what we got in front. That's interesting. Makes you wonder if the bamboos come out or the rock come crashing down. So
You're walking up, you see flat ground, you think you reach the peak. There's a camera there. The guys sitting comfortably. You think you're there, you're done. But in reality, people are just there resting because there's more uphill to go. Okay. Take a photo. Up, 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 and more up the way. Damn.
It's the day after. What happened?
Well, we didn't complete the race. We finished at 70k instead of the 100.
So at what moment did you think that you was done? You were done.
Well, when they told me I couldn't go any further, they gave me a phone call and asking me where I was. So they were afraid I probably got swept away by the river or something. Yeah, so it was beyond the cutoff time. So once you reach a checkpoint after the cutoff time, they're not gonna let you proceed anymore.
The funny thing was that your buffer time was okay.
Yeah, I had since the very beginning, I had 1.5 hours at every checkpoint. So literally, I could have slept for half an hour and kept on going. I left the last checkpoint with 1.5 hours, and I had 4 hours to complete it, 4 to 5 hours, and that should have been enough. But it was 15 kilometers, and after 4 kilometers, if you look at the map, it was like a straight descent for 4 kilometers, around almost 600 to 700 meters of elevation loss. So you're going down 600 meters in 4 kilometers, and it was all on cement, hard packed cement, with blisters and aching legs after 50-60k of running. It slows you down a lot. So I ended up not being able to run the flats anymore. So that was something that really slowed me down, and I didn't make it time.
Where do you think where or what point or what kind of thing do you think you did wrong, or where did you think you went wrong?
I probably changed the shoes. I am using new shoes because last time I used the old pair, which I did the whole race in, and that had 4,000 meters of ascent and descent, and not a single blister. But I changed to a new shoes because they were lighter and they had better grip, and they worked fine for the first 40k. They were golden, excellent, no trouble moving around. But the blisters started coming in. This had less cushioning, so the muscles and the bones and the joints were starting to get more pain, and it all went downhill after the 4k descent. So that really slowed me down. So if I have kept the old shoes, I think it would be in better condition, but I wouldn't have as much grip as before.
So it's you're the 11th year for Pong Yaeng, and actually you were the OG, one of the people that been there since the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about this year's race?
Well, one key difference is there's definitely less people, which is a good thing because you're not getting a traffic jam at the single track. There's more events. There's 200k, the wet and the dry, so the variety increased. From you have 30k, 45k, 70k, 50k, so and 100 miles. So the variety increased a lot. So you see less. It's a bigger spread, so there's less traffic jam. So that's a good thing.
How about the trail itself that you took?
Because you're in a rural area. In the beginning, 10 years ago, a lot of the roads were mud, and it was fun. Now, because of development and better infrastructure, a lot of it's hard cement. So it's getting harder and harder for the organizers to find your routes that are soft and muddy, and you can run through the jungles. There are some, jungle tracks that you go down to, but the biggest change that you've seen is a lot of the OG checkpoints, destinations are now more developed, have better roads, which is good for the locals. But if you're going there and you're coming down, it's going to be hard packed cement.
So what's your next plan? What's the next step?
Just get ready, get used to the new shoes a bit, because I'll probably be using them for the 50k at UTMB, and then go back to running around the park.
So, what would you tell people who, maybe had their first DNF or, how do they deal with it?
It's normal. You're bound to have DNFs. Like, you're not a professional athlete, so for me, it's okay. I'm not one. So it's a good learning experience, and then you come back the next year. But it is part of the, the running life, I guess. And if you're not DNF, you're not having any DNF, you're taking it too easy. You should be failing a bit or more often. But yeah, it's normal.
So, what should the viewers, expect for your channel in the future?
More running events and talking about my gear and all the money I spent on gear. So you get to see what good stuff we have.